And, you know, to listen to this Mitch McConnell, it's so counterintuitive what he's saying. He's so... I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know why he's there. Why does he want to be the Republican leader of the Senate? What is his objective? What's his agenda? What policies does he want to push? What, you got to have a president too? I mean, this is where you have to show statesmanship and leadership. It's not always going to be easy. You're not always going to control the presidency, the House, and the Senate. The Democrats don't always control them, and yet look at them running circles around the Republicans again. They ran circles around the Republicans when George W. Bush was president, and he had the Senate and the House. It's amazing to me. They're in the majority, they ram stuff through. They're in the minority, they stop stuff from going through. We're in the majority, we work with them to ram their stuff through. We're in the minority, and we surrender. I don't want to take the public's attention off the rollout of Obamacare, so no, we're not going to defend the courts. No, we're not going to defend the Senate. No, we're going to let Obama pack the courts with lifetime appointees from court to court to court because I don't want to distract the American people from Obamacare. As if Mitch McConnell has drawn our attention to it in the first place. Isn't this the guy who before the 2010 election said the Republican Party is becoming a regional party? He didn't even see the Tea Party movement coming. And in a year or so of that statement from him, one of the biggest electoral landslides up and down the ladder, local, state, and federal, in American history. And he didn't even see it. And you want to know why? Because he wasn't part of it. He didn't help lead it. He's just there. And it's not just him. It's not just him. There was a piece today in Breitbart, and then a piece followed in the D.C. Examiner. And the piece in Breitbart has a donor, it's some donor call that McConnell was in, indicating that Mitch McConnell essentially said that he's going to, take on the Tea Party and their bullies and apparently besmirched Ted Cruz. And then the D.C. Examiner, which I guess also represents the Republican majority, but the D.C. Examiner, Charlie Spearing, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell did not specifically criticize the Tea Party, Senator Cruz, or Mike Lee during an October 30 conference call with donors as claimed by a source to Breitbart News in a report published Friday. So I assume this was given to them by Karl Rove because it was Rove who set this up. See, Rove is this Svengali. He's the invisible hand, really the invisible chubby paw. American Crossroads provided full audio of McConnell's call exclusively to the Washington Examiner. The audio file is about 27 minutes long and features McConnell's remarks to a group of about 20 to 30 supporters, as well as a brief question and answer period. And during the call, McConnell criticized conservative groups who supported the plan to defund Obamacare and are now actively working to defeat him in Kentucky, and he repeatedly mentioned the Senate Conservatives Fund by name. Yes, he views the Senate Conservatives Fund as the Communist Party, you see, because they dare to fund his opponent. And you know what McConnell's been doing? He's been threatening any businesses that provide support to the Senate Conservatives Fund, that they're going to cut them off from all other campaigns. They're going to cut them off from the Republican Party. In other words, they're going to blacklist them. Don't you say, Mitch McConnell, can't you fight the liberals this way? Hey, pal, can't you take on Harry Reid this way? I mean, you're distracting us from Obamacare with all this stuff, you know. McConnell's comments about dealing with schoolyard bullies by punching them in the nose, as reported by Breitbart News, were accurate, but were explicitly directed at the Senate Conservatives Fund, not the Tea Party or a specific conservative senator. Now, Breitbart has asked for the transcript of this meeting, and apparently they can't get it. It was given to the D.C. Examiner, but Breitbart can't get it. I'd like a copy of it, too. Mr. Producer, would you call Mitch McConnell's staff, first of all, see if they'll still take your call, and ask them to release the audio or give us a copy of a transcript of this event that took 27 minutes long? Yeah. We'd like to listen to it. I want to know if the Republican leader in the Senate is at war with conservatives and Tea Party activists. This is kind of a lame article in the Examiner. They say he was just kind of focused on the Senate Conservatives Fund, except where it says during the call, McConnell criticized conservative groups who supported the plan to defund Obamacare and are now actively working to defeat him. I get the latter part, but the first part, hey, Mitch, it was Ted Cruz and Mike Lee who were focusing the nation prior to October 1st on Obamacare. You were the one who wouldn't help them. You didn't show up. And then after the fact, you attacked them. We already know this, whether you did it with these 20 or 30 supporters or not. So I have a question, ladies and gentlemen. And I say with all due respect, no personal animus whatsoever. And I mean that. Why do we care if Mitch McConnell's the Republican leader of the Senate? We want a conservative in that seat. But why do we care if Mitch McConnell is the Republican leader of the Senate? On what basis? I'll be right back.